This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
This is Bottom Line Liberia.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. We say good afternoon to our audience all around the world. Thank you for joining us. Jamal Kamara once again coming to you live from the city of Manchester. Tonight, we'll be looking again, this is a special edition. We'll be bringing you some news around the world. Not also forgetting Liberia. We'll be looking at the news headline of Liberia. Something breaking out right now. But in the meantime, I'm a man, good friend, sitting there in London. Paul, the Lord Chalabi. Paul, how are you today, sir?
Good evening, Jamal. The Lord Chalabi is doing extremely well today, and I will say thank God to be among the living. So yeah, and how you're in?
Yeah, well, we're doing great. Manchester is always good. We're just a little bit wet here, but just want to let you know that we're going to have a nice ride. You can see me, I'm a little bit of sweater here. It's cold here. We want you to join us and like the show, subscribe, and we will let you ride with us tonight. We've got a couple of hours to go with. Breaking news coming from Liberia as well, and what's really trending around the world. Paul will be telling us what's going on. But before that, we want you to share the show, and we want you as well to follow us. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back after this, our national anthem. Paul, what we got tonight? The national anthem.
Oh, the national anthem will go to the oh yeah. So let me see what we have for our national anthem while we're waiting for our audience.
This is the Bottom Line national anthem. So let's get rolling, Paul.
Okay.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, so much. I said they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not know. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we go tell you. But you screw us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go corrupt. tired with the promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
Hello there, once again, Jamal here from Manchester. We want to say hi to all our followers, those who join us wherever you join us from. This is we have today is the 4th of December 2024 with the time in Manchester. That's what time is it right now? 24 minutes past 8 is night time here. It's a bit dark right now because of winter. I think it could be early morning in your area or evening time. We say good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thanks for joining us. We want you also to share the show. We want you to be part of this. We also got some news to bring to you right now. Some little highlight. Paul will take you through to see what we got for you on the menu tonight. Paul, take us through. What do we have for our guests or our people that follow tonight? What do we have on the menu?
Good evening, Jamal, and good evening, good afternoon to our followers. Tonight we'll be discussing a few things. We'll summarize what's happening internationally, and then we'll go into the local news in Liberia. There's breaking news of what have happened in recent time, and then we'll look at the 100 days, the arrest, inclusive developmental agenda for Liberia for the next 5 years. We're going to dive into that and see what is there for us, how will we benefit. And then we'll look at other news, and then we'll close out the show tonight. So it will be fascinating though. So for those of you who follow, kindly share the show. We're asking you all to please share the show. See,
right, we want to also welcome. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on, Paul. Go on.
Yeah, welcome Oliver Chia for following all. I see Shadida Brown Chilope also is watching us from wherever she is. And those who all are watching, please share the show. I see Sidiki Kloma is also watching. Sidiki will be joining us by his grace on Friday. Guys, kindly share the show.
We can also bring in, if he's ready right now, we can bring him from live, we can connect him live from where he is. Anyway, Sidiki, if you follow us, you can share your contact number, we can put your live.
Let's give him a thumbs up.
Yeah, we can send the link, and so you can able to join you from where you are. Sidiki is right now in Rwanda. The brother is there for a Liberian living study in Rwanda right now. I don't know where he's in Kigali, but I think we'll be joining probably if it's not tonight. Sidiki will be telling us how he's doing in that city. In the meantime, tonight, thanks for joining us. Thanks for welcome to this program. We'll be looking at something's rise sport. Tell me a little bit what's going on with Man City. I don't want to call the name. What's going on with Manchester City? What's going on, Paul? You are
Manchester City. Go on.
Go on, I'm listening.
Manchester City have won the Premier League. For those of you who don't follow football, football is it's almost like a tradition here that everybody follow football. Manchester City have been dominating the English leagues for the past 6 years. So they have come to a standpoint now where the least team now can beat Manchester City. So, nothing lasts forever on the planet Earth. If you are so good, at some point, somebody will find your weakness. And then when they find your weakness, they beat you. I can link you with a Bible story. If you hear about this guy called Samson, yeah.
Oh my God, Paul, stop there! Stop! You guys, listen. Stop. Don't go farther than this. You know what? When this thing started, like this Pep Guardiola guy was just beating. The guy was the well sought coach, and he's the hottest guy in town. It's a 4-time he rolled, and he's now he's like, forget about that. You know, one thing you can tell me right now: the Premier League here, the English league, you can't dominate it. I don't care how you do; it can't go for so long. If you look at the games even right here in England, it has been like United big teams. Like what the big teams were? The big teams were United, Liverpool, other big teams, Arsenal. You know, those are teams they've been doing well. And if you look at international scene, Arsenal have been doing a lot on international scene compared to most of European. Most of the English clubs. You know that, right? So basically, he's done deal right now. But 6-time beating role. I don't know what he's going to do. Like, and I think he should pack and go to Spain right now. What do you think?
Well, the thing is, he just signed extension to his contract. The day he signed, that's when he started beating them. So at some point, I don't think after the 1 year he's going to do a run-up, because this is how he had been discovered. He started playing football. Other people have copied it. So he's finding it difficult to win games now. So it is where it is. What I'm saying, nothing lasts forever. They had like great empires that fell after many years. So nothing lasts forever. It's about another team come on. Maybe it could be Fulham. Maybe it could be Crystal Palace.
All right. Okay. I agree. John, a little bit of football there, guys, because if you live in the UK, you got to talk a little about football. It's just part of our life. So we do bore you with these kind of football things here. But anyway, let's get to what's going on, Paul. What's going on in the national scene right now? What's happening around in Ukraine, in Gaza, in Lebanon, Iran, in South Korea? Tell me what is the highlight, Paul. Talk to us.
Jamal, thank you for that. And to our viewers, I think you guys could help us to chime in. The world we live in today is some funny world that we live in. The issue in the Gaza is still continuing, because we all see it now that Benjamin Netanyahu and his former defense minister have been indicted to face the war crime. If that will ever happen, that's another one. But the genocide is still continuing there. Now, they did a ceasefire with Hezbollah. After 2 days, they said Hezbollah not allowed to move. Said if they started bombing. So that ceasefire is done. They back to square one. But then after they did the ceasefire for a few days, guess what happened? A group of people that have been sponsored by the West marched into Aleppo. So now, interestingly, the Russian-backed Syria and Iran-backed Syria, the Iraqi also backed Syria. Chinese now come and say, oh, back then. So the Russians have now tied up with the Syrian army. They start using the air superiority on those rebels. So this is where we are. They go then, because the country is divided into branches. So you got Turkey on the other side that support another group. The West support another group. Then we call it the global South support another group. So that is another distraction in the West. So what all of these things happening in one go, we don't know, but they're heading for something. But the bottom line all day is all because of this.
Right.
The bigger oil reserve is in Syria. This fight is not about removing somebody, because remember back in the days when they had the Arab Spring, when it started, that led to Gaddafi being removed. They were removing all of these countries that had oil. Gaddafi suffered it. They went to Syria, and then Russia back then. They stopped somewhere. They back again on. Now, yesterday we had the other issue with South Korea when the president declared martial law. Today, the people took onto him. He withdrew his statement. Now, the House has passed a bill to impeach him. So, and now they're protesting that after he being impeached, he must then be charged with treason. So he might end up in jail. This is all happening. But the situation in the situation in Europe is continuing. So we know that the Ukraine situation is intensified before Donald Trump comes to office. So that's what we have for you guys on the international scene.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thanks for the highlight. I want to say welcome once again to the bottom line. We will take a break and come back and give you the highlights from Liberia. What making news today in Liberia headline newspapers. So let's take a quick break. We'll come back, and from there we'll tell you what the Joe Boycott government is bringing in the arrest agenda. This arrest AAID 8. What is in there for us? We'll be telling you much about that, and as well, we'll be telling you there's a tragedy hitting the house again of the late Prince Johnson house. Tragedy. Oh my goodness. The late Prince who's died just 2-3 days ago. Another tragedy hitting just today. We'll be bringing you that news. Not forgetting also, we'll be telling you more about what's going on within the former general, commanding general of the ECOMOD, the former ECOMOD, the peacekeeping force, General Aquino. Watch the story right now. So be with us in a couple of seconds. We'll be back.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Once again, thank you very much for joining. We're back again to tell you what is happening in Liberia right now. The newspapers that will not like, we're taking our sources from the newspaper, Liberian newspaper. Paul, what is the first on the agenda today for Liberia, the making headlines in our newspapers?
The making headline in our newspaper today, let's look at this one here. Something happened to the late Prince Johnson vehicle. I think Jemai can take us through on this one.
Yeah, okay, that's another tragedy hitting the house of the late Senator Prince Johnson. I think he's called. I went from the office. This is a vehicle belonging to the late Prince Johnson. They were on their way from Nimba County on the way to Monrovia, were involved in car accident around Kakata, and 2 persons were feared dead, and 4 other persons critical condition taken to the hospital. Now, another tragedy story hitting the house of the late senator. So the late senator actually, while his dead, his corpse is laying in a funeral home trying to arrange his burial, another tragedy hitting his house. What a story! What a sad news for the house of the Johnsons. So, Paul, this is a very, very serious story. I mean, what people attribute this to? I mean, were they in the rush or going to see? And what was going on? Probably what would have been the cost? He said, look at this is a car belonging to the office of the late senator. And this is a newspaper report from the front page newspaper that the senator car was involved in an accident. What the story says is that his bodyguard, supposed to be a bodyguard, was killed in the accident, and 4 persons died, and it's like 2 died, 4 in a critical condition. They are right now, one were taken to the hospital, JFK, others were taken to Kakata Hospital. Some kind of hospital in Kakata there. And this happened, I think, yesterday or early today morning. This is a report from the breaking news from the Daily Observer, the Front Page Africa newspaper, contribution from the Front Page Africa. So, Paul, this is a tragedy hitting the house of the senator, man. What a story, Paul.
Well, this is the saddest thing, man. You already mourning for your boss, and then you end up like this. Is sad. But the thing is the way people drive in Liberia. We don't drive with care. And look, I'll tell you, Jamal, if you go to Monrovia today and somebody, you're not rushing to go anywhere, but the way people drive, sometimes you wonder. Yeah, so this is a tragic situation for the family, man. This is sad. Our condolences go to the parents,
Yeah,
man.
I think also people may have to be easy to buy old men or something. What something, in Africa, I also understand that people will be looking at it from different angles. Think like, well, something must be the cause of the senator just died a couple of days ago, and we just found out that his office, a vehicle belonged to his office of the senator, late senator, involved in a tragic motor accident with two feared dead. I mean, dead and full critical conditions. What do we think? What is this system, this thinking like in Africa in this situation? We're dealing that something must be responsible for this. Don't you think so? Or is this a natural situation that can happen?
Well, I think that's a natural situation. People didn't drive with care, Jamal, because I know in Liberia, death is not for nothing. It have to be put on someone for some reason. And based on that, if you take that thing down,
Yeah.
this is a comment from one of our viewers here, Beatrice,
Right.
where
Okay.
she said
Yeah.
that showed that the senator is not happy to die at this time. So
What did he say? What did he say? Oh, Beatrice Cholople Smith.
yeah.
Beatrice, yeah, the senator still want to come back. Yeah, it's a sad story. Yeah, I know, but what she said is that shows that the senator is not happy to die at this time. Oh, yeah, Beatrice. Yeah, we understand that. That's a typical African thing. That I hope they were not drunk. Yeah, she said. If you got a comment to make, yeah, Beatrice, thanks for contributing. There's Beatrice Cholople Smith. She's contributing from, I don't know where she's contributing from. Wherever she contributed, thanks for joining us, Beatrice. Thanks for your comment. We like that. And if you are watching us, you join us, share what you think might have happened. Look, the senator just died a couple of days ago, and his car got, we're not attributing this to any bad omen, any voodoo, or African sign. We just think like it could be, like Paul just said, it could be a bad driving, It could also be like something might happen. God was sleeping, lost control of the wheel, and just somersaulted, and just to die instantly. And the four got critically injured. They are in the hospital right now. And this happened, I think, early this morning, according to the newspaper from Front Page Africa. So the senator house is hit with double tragedy right now. Senator is right now laying in the funeral home to be buried, and we have another death news is coming. His bodyguards need to be on those died for. So if you have a news, the Ghana news you are in Liberia, let us have it. Share with us. We are just giving our source right now from the African Front Page Africa News for Liberia, one of the leading news in Liberia. There's a tragic auto accident involving the office of the senator, the late Senator Prince Johnson, 2 dead, 4 critically injured. Or what do you think and the family will be thinking? We are having a serious issue right now. You say, this is from Satan Thinker. Thank you very much, Beatrice. Beatrice is joining us for Satan Thinker. Thanks for contributing. We want to have a contribution maker. We are joining us from wherever you're joining us from. Let us know. We are live from Europe. Paul, the Lord television. Paul, what would be like the feeling right now in the hospital of the senator? I mean, he just died. His bodyguard is dead. His game just a couple of days after his death. Oh my goodness. That hospital.
So Jamal, so what Beatrice said, maybe the senator is not happy to die at this time. So that one will bring us to another topic that will be really interesting. If the senator is not happy and he died, a newspaper is telling us too that PYJ broken. Talk to me, Jamal.
Yeah, PYJ heartbreak. Okay, this story, another story from the Front Page Africa is saying also that there's a leaked video. Something like before he died, he was not happy. He was like, this WWC, War Crown Code, Economic Crown Code, WWEC was coming to be established. The president just came up with an idea that you set up this thing. I think Liberians want this to happen, and Prince Johnson wanted a big fetch that should be, it was a target. And I think he's been roaming around that morning that something is there after him, and he was not happy. I think according to the story, before he died, he was not having a good relation with the president, and up to the vice president, who should be his boy, his one of his surrogates, was not having any good relation anymore. So that story came from the leaked video. Other video says that Prince Johnson was not happy, and he was not really happy because that could have given him a heart attack. There's also another story to prove that Prince Johnson was not even having contact with the president anymore. Paul, do you have something to roll? There's a video, audio. The Maserati County Senator Honorable Darius Dillon was speaking in the House, I think yesterday, he talk about a way he says something about Prince Johnson, met him and did something. Paul wrote it audio. Let's see what he said.
Right. Thank you, Jamal. I think this will be interesting because this is what Darrell Dillon confirmed yesterday, that PYJ didn't have connection anymore with the president. So Darrell Dillon confirmed it in all. So I'm going to play this for our audience too, so we can chime in and ask you to make your comment and give your view on.
Senator Johnson brought his daughter to me, Krista. Some are calling nodding their head positively in acknowledgement of that. Senator Johnson killed him. Thank you. Thank you. Senator Johnson brought his daughter to me, and several times he said, Senator, my son, please talk to President Walker to give my daughter a job. I trust you and your relationship with the president. I said I will honor that request. 2 days before his passing, Senator Johnson called me and said, distinguished, please don't forget. I said, I will meet the president in Grand Bassa County for the funeral of the late lieutenant of Grand Bassa County, and I will remind him and push him. Thursday morning, we in Grand Bassa County for the funeral of the late lieutenant of Grand Bassa County, when Krista called me early in the morning crying. Senator, Daddy gone, he left me with you. And that's when I knew that the rumor about, and she told me what happened to the woman. I'm being an emotional person, I broke down. I called the protest, informed her. When Senator Daba Babla came, Senator Boto Kane came, all of them came to Grand Bassa County. I said, by the time the president arrived in Grand Bassa County at the protest house for the funeral, right in her living room, I said to the president was also down. And I said to the president, I said, Mr. President, Senator Johnson left a wish, a last will, maybe with me, for us to intervene. And the president asked what was that. And I explained to him. I said, we have to honor his wish, Mr. President. And he said, they don't want to do that. I'm saying this.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes. You could say that if Yelube Johnson can take his daughter to Darrell Dillon, oh my goodness, to ask the person to find a job for his daughter, that was like there was something wrong there, Paul. This is the guy that helped. Yeah, they helped the honorable president to power, a power broker, a king's maker, a powerful political giant. I mean, he had a controversial characters. He was a controversial character, but this guy should not have gone through people like Darrell Dillon, man. This man's a senior man, to ask him to ask his daughter to give her a job. He just need one telephone call or text message. Mr. President, I got my daughter here. This is how I happen in Africa. My daughter is here. I found out something to do. You could see that there's a distance right there, Paul. There's a distance between them. But anyway, let's see what Beatrice said just now. Beatrice Cholopole said, look, the senator's death must unite the House instead of fighting amongst themselves for the speakership. Yeah, right. But I think the thing is, my dear, don't look at that. Look at what happened last time. The president, when Prince Yelube Johnson died, they were there all showing sense of mourning. They were there all showing that faces were looking like they were in sympathy with condoling with the family. The next day, while the president have an 80th birthday anniversary, you're partying right down there. The man will help you, your good friend. What you have done, do a low-key celebration. We don't say you shouldn't celebrate a birthday. Do a low-key celebration. Then the next day, you can, when the man is put to rest, finally, they can have your proper party. But then, nothing happened. Life goes on. That's why I want motivational speakers, they say, look, continue your life. When you go, nobody's going to care. They're going to forget about you in a couple of seconds. So while the central bodies at the funeral home, nobody cares anymore. Look what happened. I'm not second tragedy Haiti. Anyway, Chadora Brown says here, our politicians don't know confidentiality. They don't care. Now he's breaking down. What happened was like, I think she's speaking about the when they confided in Johnson, Prince Johnson confided into Darius, you're asking, look, take my daughter, find a job for this person. While he's coming out to tell in the public that this is what Johnson came to do for me to do for him. So yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, for that day, one Darius must have no secret. Yeah, he doesn't know secret. He's supposed to. Oh my goodness. Paul, but I mean, I guess you this is funny. Paul, tell me what you think.
No, look, this is why killed Prince Johnson.
Right.
Imagine this guy gave over 100,000 votes to make Joseph Boakai president of the Republic of Liberia.
Right.
And then the person you even gave him your son as vice president. And both of them decided to cut him off. Going to Darius, they don't do bad Darius, they don't say you closer to the president. Give my daughter a job. I mean, Jemma, think on this carefully. That alone, this guy was crying. I brought these people, and now I got to beg for a job. See, in the same report, they said that when he wanted to sign the resolution for the War Crime Code, because he and James Bonney were the two last people to sign, he went to Jeremiah Coon and said, "What's going on, Jeremiah Coon? This is it. I will give you $5,000 to go find a lawyer."
Yeah.
$5,000? Yeah, to find a lawyer. And when we had Josh, we didn't go through this, right? You don't want to set him in. So all of this.
Yeah, Josie can have 4,000 or 5,000. The guy's was a multi-millionaire. Oh my goodness.
So that's why killed Prince Johnson. He was afraid to go to prison. His son sold him out. The man he gave 100,000 votes to decided to cut him off. Prince Johnson was frustrated. That's what killed the guy. And so this is what I said. Darren Dillon, thank God, Darren Dillon don't have secret. He just confirmed it on the audio that yes, Prince Johnson came to me, begging me.
He doesn't belong to society, so he doesn't belong to society. You can say anything you want to say.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Anyway, if you just joined us, this is the Bottom Line. We will come to you live from Central Europe. We bring you this is we giving you how do you call that? Headline for like the newspapers, and on the screen right now is the PYJ. That's a pre-Ulibe Johnson's heartbreak killed him. That's what it's saying. The newspaper is saying that the newspaper is contributing the death of Prince Johnson to the issues of the war crime code being established. It's going to be established, and he's the big fish to be looking for. So that may have led to his death. But anyway, you know why it's sorry, we shouldn't be talking about it. You know, like Prince is really now actually laying down, need to be buried. But you know, he was a public figure, and we need to talk about. People say, why do you want to talk about this guy right now? He's dead and gone. Forget about him. Yeah, you're right. But the father, mother, this guy was a public figure. He was something like when you become a public figure, your life's under a microscope. We look into it. We look at how the good side of it. We celebrate you. Also look at the critical part of you. And there are other people saying he was a controversial fellow. Some people see him as a villain. Some people see him as a hero. And we're not here to look into that right now. But the new development to the story right now is his house has been hit with another tragedy. His car, office vehicle was involved in a car accident, motor accident. Tragic accident this morning from Nimba County for his county on the way to Monrovia. 2 fear death and 4 critically injured. So that's another anchor to the story we're bringing to you. If you just join us, you share what you think about what we're saying right now. Is the war crime code issue being the cause of the death of the senator? Share your points, share your thoughts with us. Paul.
Yeah. So I just want to welcome Morris Dolly to the show too. He's watching all live. Morris, welcome and share the show as well.
Welcome the chairman of Chairman Dolly. Is that Chairman Dolly me?
Yeah, that's Chairman Dolly is also watching us. Chairman, welcome and help to share the show as well. You know, Jamal, I think the reason why now I'm trying to pull my own little puzzle together regarding that accident. Maybe the drivers also they were drunk because of the frustration their chief went through, and with you said something the day after they went to Prince Johnson Hall to sympathize with the what happened. The president threw his 80th birthday party, and the vice president was there laughing and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So all of these things could be the frustration from the drivers, you going because their daily bread now have been cut off. They might have been drinking king juice, heading back from Nima, going to Monrovia. How am I going to get money to pay my children's school fee? The boss is not around anymore. Frustration hit them. They started going AWOL. It could be, that's my own thought. Tragic accident, and they got killed.
You're right. The saddest thing about this thing, Paul, our police department is not equipped to investigate these accidents, these tragic accidents, tell them what the cause of it and prevent it. How can they be prevented? Because these accidents will be investigated, thoroughly investigated, and see how these tragic accidents costing lives can be, to be prevented. At the end of the day, they'll just bury them and just put it aside. No story again, no news about this accident. So I hope the government of India, AID plan, the National Development Plan, will look into those, give some fund to the national police to see how you can equip them to provide security and also provide transportation, safety for our people, because health and safety, transportation safety is very important. We're just telling you right now, the breaking news from the Africa front page newspaper says that tragic motor accident happened from the house of this late Senator Prince Johnson. 2 died, 4 critically injured. That was a newspaper report from the front page Africa, Liberia. That's the story. So that's the reason. So we're saying another tragic news hitting the house of the senator. We also understand from the newspaper that his bodyguard is also among those died. So that's the story. Paul, what's the next on this page you want to take on right now, Paul?
So before we go to the next one, something you did mention about the president having birthday party right after the death of his friend that made him president.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm going to say that it was wrong of the president, because in Liberia, we may not like it or not, we still have a tradition. So if you live in a village and a big fish die, or big person, or town chief or clan chief die in that village, nobody will go on the farm. They all sit home, mourn this person until that person laid to rest before they go on the farm. So the guy who made you president, he died. You went to a house. You pretend that you're so sorry for his death. You cry. The next day you're having party. What does that show?
I mean, I understand, Paul. Yeah, this is what we're saying. I mean, what we expect the president to have done was to do a low-key celebration, wait until the senator is buried, then you can go ahead and have your celebration. But now, if just a couple of hours after, the next day you are there going to cut ribbons for Ethiopia, was just celebrating the 80th birthday, and what's his name? Jeremiah Kuhn was there himself, laughing, having a nice time. So what's the honor given to this man who helped you? He got help. If you look at the record, Prince Johnson, the record in the House, the long-serving senator.
Yes.
The long-serving senator. And now look what he did. Let's go back. Let's go back to his record, Paul. And he helped Ellen to become president, right? He helped. Who else he helped? He helped George Weah to become president. Yeah. He helped. Who else again? Joe Boyka to become president. Not only that, he gave Joe Boyka the vice president. That's the record. That's a world record for any politician. Whether you like it or not, many of us may not like Prince Johnson, but that's the story. Whether you like it, that's the fact. He did that. He was a powerhouse, politically powerhouse. He was a kingmaker. He knows his game. He knows his stuff. He knew what he was doing. He could play the game, and they were after him for pay to play, or something like that. They even at some point they were hunted down from. He got to resign from the economic defense, holding the committee head of defense in the House because of his record. And now it's so bad that he's been treated this way, that after his death was just like, oh, chicken coming home to roast. Oh my goodness. I hope not. But now let's if you just joined me, we'll say welcome to the Border Liberia. Jamal Kamai is my name from Manchester. Paul, the Lord Church place, joining me from London. Paul, what we have next on the menu?
Oh, so what we have next on the menu is something interesting too. Prince Johnson, the late Prince Johnson, and one corner that was in Liberia during the civil crisis. You remember when Prince Johnson captured Dole? I think it was General Kwenu or somebody, but so that person.
Okay.
The day Prince Johnson died, the next day this guy also died. So I don't know what that Dole called in. Then this is the story, Jamal. Talk to me.
This is General Anua Kwenu. I'll give you a little bit of who he is. He also believed that he's dead. He was. I'll give you a background of who is General Kwenu. But let me see. I got some information about this. He's a Ghanaian military. He was Ghanaian military commander, and General Kwenu also served. And he was the first commander of the ECOMOG. Another one guy called. He was another Guinean commander called. I forgot his name again. Magazuba. There were two commanders because at the time, Paul, when Bamangida, when there was a war, he wanted to bring in people to soldiers to help us resolve our situation, military in Liberia. He was not willing to put forward his men to head the economic community of West Africa peacekeeping force. So what this guy did, what Ibrahim Bamangida did, was to select two different commanders for the African states, Guinea and Ghana. So General Anua Kwenu was the head, and assisted by another commander from Guinea called Makazuba. The two guys were the commander leading the ECOMOG to Liberia. They were the first two commanding officers of ECOMOG. So at the time of, let me get a little, who was Kwenu? Let me just give me a second here. So Kwenu, who was he? I got something on him here. Right. Paul, they were the first two foreign commanders who headed ECOMOG to Liberia, then were followed by other commanders. But the history of him was Lieutenant General Anua Kwenu was a military officer. Lieutenant General Kwenu who died at the 37 military hospital on Monday, December 2nd in Accra, Ghana. He served as the Chief of Defense Staff of the Ghana Armed Forces from August 1983 to September 1989. Lieutenant General Kwenu, who took over from the late Flight Lieutenant John J. Rollins, handed over to the Lieutenant General Winston Mansa Wood, also known as the Buffalo Soldier. He was the first commander of the Economic Community of West African State Monitoring Group called ECOMOG that intervened to end the Liberian Civil War. He also served as a commanding army commander in 1979 following the coup d'etat by the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, AFRC, which overthrew Supreme Military Council in Ghana. He was also, however, replaced when the Liman government was elected in 1979, but was reappointed as Chief of the Army Staff following the coup by the Provisional National Defense Council, the PNDC, and subsequently as the commanding officer at the Ghanaian Armed Forces. Lieutenant Kwenu assumed ECOMOG command of ECOMOG in 1990 as the West Africa grappled with the catastrophic war in Liberia. His mission was to enforce peace in a conflict that had torn apart the fabric of the nation. Under his leadership, ECOMOG deployed to Monrovia, tasked with protecting civilians, restoring order, and mediating between warring factions. However, his time in Liberia became shrouded in controversy following the tragic capture and execution of the President Samuel Doe on September 9, 1990. Doe, who had come to ECOMOG headquarters under the belief that he would be offered protection, was instead disarmed alongside his bodyguards. Shortly thereafter, Prince Wyatt Johnson, leader of the Independent National Patriotic Front of Liberia, INPFL, stormed the compound with his men, leading to a violent confrontation. Doe was captured, tortured, and killed, a sequence of events that will haunt Lieutenant General Kwenu for the rest of his life. So, Paul, just a little bit of the history of him. So, his time in Liberia was kind of a controversy. They believe that he was involved in turning Doe over to Prince Johnson. Look, so you're telling me that Prince Johnson called him Kwenu. So he died. Who died first, Kwenu or Prince Johnson? Because Kwenu died on the 2nd of December.
Prince Johnson died first, and then the 2 days later he died. So I wonder whether it's Samuel Doe that decided, the two of you come and join me now. Let's face each other here.
I was watching a Liberian comedy. This is not good, but I need to talk about it. I was watching a Liberian comedy. There's a guy that said one of the children making, and somebody made a funny Liberian comedy. He said those young boys, they kind of paint them in the Liberian chalk, the chalk. Then they were like, so one of them were like, I think one of the kids was how do you call it? One of the kids was an angel. Another one was Samuel Doe. Another one Prince Johnson. So when Prince Johnson came, he had an issue with ear. So he said, I don't see Prince Johnson. He said, when we come here, he asked Prince Johnson, did you bring my ear with you? So the other kid is asking the other man, say, I hope you came with my ear. The one you took from me, I want you to bring it, but you leave it behind you. So the guy was saying, you calm down, we're not fighting. It's a kind of comedy somebody put together on the social media. President Doe is asking Prince Johnson if he did bring his ear with him. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice meeting though. I know this John Yomi will be there as well. Who caught his ear, Doe ear, so it's gonna be a really serious confrontation. Quenu will be there also as a commander. But one thing Quenu said, he said there's something I did not read, Paul. Quenu said that in his when they accused him that he turned Doe over to Prince Johnson, he said he was not. And this is why he said something. He said, I want to read that to you guys. I think I skipped that. He said, Lieutenant General Quenu has also laid some responsibility on Doe himself, citing his refusal to head warrings and accept a solemn arrangement that might have saved his life. According to Quenu, Doe's pride and stubbornness ultimately led him to the hands of his enemies. So he said the final years of Quenu's life were spent reflecting on the events in Liberia and defending his record as a soldier and a peacemaker. He maintained that his primary role in Liberia was to protect lives and facilitate peace, not to meddle into the country's internal political struggles. Nevertheless, the shadow of Doe assassination and the complicities of the Liberian conflict followed him to the grave. Ironically, his death came just days after Prince Johnson, the man who orchestrated Doe's gruesome death, also passed away. The two men linked by one of Liberia's most infamous historical episodes now is stirred. So what he said this is what Quenu said. He said something like, he was willing to come up with a statement for that some West African country was responsible, that he does not want the name, but he will put in his memoir that was responsible, that would be hand, that those should be captured or those should be sent out. So he didn't mention that until he died. So I hope he did his memoir that will read what happened. Quenu is a very good source to release what happened when Doe was captured. So he still kept something. I think he went with a lot of stuff. If he did not write, Quenu went with a lot of things into his grave because a lot of stuff he took it with him.
That's interesting story, Jamal. Mm-hmm. So maybe he wrote a memoir, so we don't know until the family may release it, so we can know the true story right behind it. When the incident took place in 1991, that everybody knew that. Yeah,
that's in 1990. It was 1990.
It was 1990. Yeah, 1990. It was like come to the Freeport. Yeah, come to the Freeport, and then you go to Prince Johnson and Pierre. Man, that was a classic setup, man. But having said that, to all of them now, I will call it reunion. What are they going to hell or heaven? We don't know. They might be fighting each other, but
but it will be a wonderful reunion. A wonderful reunion where you see General Quenu, we see Prince Johnson, and their guests will be Samuel Doe right now. We'll be waiting to see them.
And there.
So the Liberian comedy is saying that a whole Prince Johnson is taking along the piece of Doe ear, so you take it with you. I mean, we're not making mockery of what happened, but it just we gotta get the other side of it. There's a form of this thing. I mean, whether you like it or not, it has to happen though. So Liberian people are making comedy of this death of Prince Johnson as well, while other family members just sad, sympathizing. We also understand that the house of the Johnsons is really in sorrow right now. We have to also respect the death of the senator. But whatever the case may be, you should also understand the senator was a public figure. We have the right to comment on his death, and we also have to celebrate him. He was a figure. It was a powerhouse in Liberia. And now there's also some comedy part of it. So yeah, I hope he's taking along with him Simon Doe, yeah, piece of Simon Doe. So they cannot before they settle peace. Sammy want to ask for a year. Sammy say you want to bring my okay. He said, this is what so I like. Beatrice seems to be very informed. Beatrice Cholople is saying General Aquino Anwar was known as the Dudu boy. Man, that Dudu boy. Oh my goodness, this is what Beatrice is saying. Beatrice is saying General Aquino was known as the Dudu boy man. That Dudu boy playing scared us so much. One time blasting was a tragedy million to the rebels during the time. He was a Buffalo soldier, sister. That's what they said. He was a Buffalo soldier. That guy caused too much help. But now the thing about it is where I don't know where the prince is right now. Though is also waiting for them. Though is their guest now. Yeah. But though went a long time, he may have settled down very well now, waiting for them, giving them a place to stay and giving them don't work for food, welcome home, and guys, I'm here. But let's just before we discuss it, I hope you brought him a piece of the piece of my ear.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, may their souls rest in peace and let them go. Yeah. I mean, on the other flip side with the General Kwandu, if he didn't sacrifice, though, maybe the civil war should have still continued. So maybe something that we could look at on the flip side of it too. So all of them played their role, and he did what he could have done. So it is what it is. Yeah. So let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah. Okay. Now the big are you here with me, Paul? The big story I want to let you know now. The Liberian government has come up with the 100 days deliverable. Been waiting for this overdue. The 100-day deliverables. The government of Liberia has launched called the AAID. The arrest agenda is out. It was launched. When was that? Yesterday. So probably may not know. It sounds to be boring, but it's something interesting. As a Liberian living abroad, living in Liberia, it's good that you know what it means. This is the government 5 years from now on. What they're going to do for you and myself. What they're going to make that country turn into. When the government comes into power, they will promise you they will do this, they'll do that. So it's up to us, Liberians, to follow them. Hold them for the words, hold them accountable. And tell them this is what you said to us. So yesterday they came up with the Minister of Finance, Minister of Development, Planning Development, Gafuan came out with he made a deliberation with a couple of diplomats there, Liberian ministers, high-ranking officials were there. They came up there, the 100-day deliverables. What the government going to be doing in the next 5 years, Paul. But this is going to be big. So it's up to us. Most of us that are doing a talk show, it's up to us to always look into those things. We shouldn't sit and fold our arms and say, no, it's not our business. Let's hold the government to defeat the fire, to say, look, he said this, we want it to happen. So, Paul, this is what they did. 100 or more. So I'll tell you a little bit, Paul. I want to hear what you want to say. Then I'll tell you I'll summarize what in that document, that comprehensive document. I'll put into a few words, and you will know what it means. 100-day deliverable. What government is going to do for the country, the people, what they're going to do in the next 5 years. That's the government of Joe Barker. Paul, what do you think will happen? The government of Liberia releases 100 days delivery. What are they going to do for us in the next 5 years? What do you think?
Well, if the thing is with politicians and government, they always lie. So if these people are going to come up with this, I want to know give for the summary before I can come on and have my thought. So, but if they're going to stick with this, what they come up with, it will be a good thing for the country. But let's see, then we will make a comparison analysis with the former ruling government.
Right. Yeah, okay. I'll just tell you what it did. The government of Liberia has come up with the arrest agenda. The arrest is arrest me. Oh, Paul, you tell me. I don't know what the arrest means. ARRES. Is it agriculture, rural development, education, sanitation, and tourism? That's what arrest stands for. But it means. Is that what it means, Paul? If I'm right.
Arrest. Yeah, agriculture, rules, rule of laws,
education,
environment, and then sanitation
and tourism. Yeah, that was arrest. Yeah. That was the agenda government of the Unity Party government started with. The arrest agenda. They want to deliver something to us. So, before you want to run the government, you have to come with a plan. This is the plan we have for you, and this is what we want to do. in the next first term, the 6 year, going to be in power. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. But make it black and white.
So
they are
Jamal,
black and white. Yes.
Jamal, before you go into the summary of this 100 days deliverable,
yeah,
I think this is belated. The reason why I'm saying this is belated,
okay,
we had this belief that Liberians they sold this President Burka to Liberian that he have had over 45 years work experience.
Yeah,
he was vice president for 12 years. He was running for the highest seat because, according to him, he knew better than Ellen, because he said Ellen parked him. He was a parked car. So, and he wanted the seat. So, and then he didn't get it in 2017. What happened? George Weah came in. So for that 6 years that he sat down, you are telling me they didn't prepare anything until he had been in office for a complete 1 year now. They're coming out with their how they call it, developmental project for Liberia. I think this is belated, and so I would
okay. Okay. Yes, I Paul, you know what you're saying right now is, you tell me, if you say it's belated, let's just ask, what did the part, that's the what was it again, the proper agenda came in when George came to power? What was that? So the proper agenda, I think it came running the 8th or the 9th month of George Weah presidency. So and we were told George Weah was incompetent, their group were inexperienced, they have no clue of government. You see the difference? So the United Party is the most experienced party that contested 2017. They didn't win the seat. They had a whole 6 years to prepare something. So now, in that first year that where Amara Kone have gave them today they come up with this. It's belated. Right. Okay. So, but do you think that we shouldn't talk about it then? It's belated? Because we're talking about it because there's something in there. They have a agenda for the next 5 years. So let's see what they got, so we can follow them. Yeah. All right. But then, okay. This is what my colleague is saying right now. The government of Liberia has come up with a developmental plan for the next 5 years. To summarize it, it's a very, very thick document, comprehensive. I think it's been all released, all the newspapers saying we are excited. We want to see what the government will do in the next 5 years. But then let's summarize the key points the government came up with. They are saying that the ambitions are going to apply. The goal is a 25% increase in per capita income over 5 years. So it means that our GDP, that's a gross national product, the production, the economic growth, what we do on a domestic level, what we do is going to go up. I think we've got 5.9 something now. We're going to be 6.25. That means that we will be producing more Liberians, the private sectors in Liberia, job employment, private businesses will be growing. So we expect it to increase in 25% in the next 5 years. And also the report is saying that they want to focus on growth, job creation. The document says that they will be focusing on inclusive growth. You see, because it's an inclusive development. That's why they added, it was arrest before they brought AID on it. It's arrest, what was the point again? It's arrest agenda for inclusive development. That's right. Double AID, arrest agenda for inclusive development. So that inclusive means that focus on inclusive growth, job creation. They will expand essential service to all Liberia, whether you are people, you are women, you are children, everybody receive better services. We got hospitals, we got road service, anything that we need to have. Water, sanitations will be provided. Then they say in the same document, they look at strategic orientation. They'll emphasize on productivity, value addition to private sector led growth. They will give chance to people who have private company to put money into their pocket to make sure that the capitals, they will run their own business, they will improve. Another thing they also want to do, they say they want to look at governance they want to address rule of law, accountability, and transparency. You understand, Paul? Transparency, they want to say that if you corrupt, they'll arrest you, or they go to court, you fail the rule of law. That's accountability, they're accountable, whatever. Transparency. If you go buy something, they will show to you that this is bought. The government will pay for this clear thing, the accounting will be clear. All their spending, they will show to us. They also said to us that there were people-centered approach. That means that whatever they do, it will be by Liberians themselves be involved. They will prioritizing youth. They'll give priority to women and vulnerable people. When you say vulnerable community, the disabled, the blind, the crippled, those who can afford, the old people at any age. That's what the document. We are summarizing the document though. So they say the financial projection. You know how much poor they're going to be?
No.
In the next 5 years, $8.4 billion US.
Wow. That's a
That's
big
the budget. $8.4 billion US. That will be the money. That will be the money the government will be trying to raise from now to 5 years. 8. Almost our budget, almost on a little bit on 800 million, right? Now, in the next 5 years, we want to raise 8.4 billion. The government is saying that that's what we're going to do. But how are we going to raise that? We'll go to that because Gafon told us the government will raise 30%, while the private sector will raise 70%. How are they going to do that? They'll tell us. That's a question. I think probably from now to another 1 year, we want to know how they're going to go acquire this or going to earn this. Then they also told our poor that the private sector emphasis, they will create an enabling environment for business growth investment, where if Paul is carrying on the solar energy business to Liberia, they will give you room to grow. They will invest into your business. They will encourage you to grow. They will make you provide jobs for people. That's what they call private sector emphasis. They want to do that. They also emphasize on the urgency of implementation. The next 5 years, that term period, they want to make sure that in 5 years, most of their programs will be accomplished in the time scale. Yeah. Wow. So this is because they have the goal, raising goal 2030 goals. That is World Bank support commitment to this aid. World Bank say that they will help them, support them if they really mean business, they will help them, will be there to support them. Now the point is about inclusive approach, importance of maintaining stakeholder involvement during the execution. Now they need to make sure that all people, the foreign, the diaspora Liberian, you and myself are living abroad, the other people that are not Liberian business, probably business outside, other government outside, all should be part of the program. So this is what the government. Now the question is, Paul, but before I ask the question, now there's a key thing the government looking at in the meaning 6 key areas, key priorities the government going to do. They're going to look at agricultural value chain. They will look at infrastructure development. They'll look at government and rule of law, human capital development, sanitation and health, tourism promotion. Those are 6 key areas the Unity Party-led government is going to look into. So it sounds so ambiguous for me, Paul. It's so big. Man, we listened to the Propo agenda sometimes some couple of years back, 7 years ago, nearly 7 years ago, we're discussing this part policy. These are all the concepts. But then realizing these things is a big thing for us. We can pour nice into paper, Paul, but can we implement these? Paul, you do have a question? If you don't have a question, I got a question to ask. Probably the next time guy anybody here will have them. So those are, I think, the whole national development program the Bouaka government came up with. So the next 2-3 years, Liberians should be enjoying life. Liberians should not be struggling with healthcare issue. Liberians should be able to. I mean, it's going to be slowly delivered. But the road network will be okay. Road to farm, farm to road. How do you say that? Road to farm will be okay, and those feeder roads will be fine. Most of the community will be having government health centers. This referral hospitals should be okay, like the JFK hospital, what is the name again? Jackson F. Doe Kennedy Hospital in Jackson F. Doe Hospital in Tabitha can be easily connected, referred to. No big one could be any county. So the 14 military hospital all should be in the cycle. So we should have a better healthcare system, healthcare delivery system. That's why they're saying here. I'm just explaining what the document is trying to explain. So we need to know this. It may sound boring for a lot of Liberians, but it's necessary that we understand what the government is coming up with in the next 5 years. So they will know that we will know that what they have said, are they committed to what they're saying, Paul?
So Jamal, the document is very, very impressive. The ambition is great. If this happens, we all will be happy for Liberia, because we know. I'm going to bring you back to the pro agenda, how they call it, PDP, something named, they call it for the poverty reduction.
Right.
That was the ambition George Weah had, poverty reduction
program.
They meant to reduce salary, to cut down
harmonization. They brought in harmonization. They cut down salary.
And to reduce the legislature salary for the people to benefit. That did not happen. Right. So they went for what, 6 years, and all of their thing, they did not even accomplish one. I would say they did only 30% of what they promised
in the first 6 years.
In the first 6 years, and now we have another 6 years where this government have gone 1 year with absolutely nothing they have done. So we're talking about, in reality, we're talking about 4 years, because what happened starting from 2026, that will be the 3rd year, and guess what? It will become the political activity in Liberia. So what am I saying this? If this ambition that they have, that everybody will benefit, let's look at, they say if your Christmas going to be good, it starts from the eve. What is the president budget? What is the vice president budget now, this current time? Because if you know that this project going to happen, you start now. You don't have to wait for next year. So what would there be a reduction in the president budget? Will it be a reduction in the vice president and the speaker budget?
Paul, the question is, are you saying the president, because look, the vehicle he's riding right now, what is it worth?
It's worth $100,000 bulletproof vehicle that he's riding.
Right. What about the senators and the representatives? Why are they the
senators, they have $45,000 for vehicle. The president and the speaker up to $80,000 vehicle. Exclude down those vehicles, they get it after every 3 years. So
the government is saying to us, like, we're all this to achieve this agenda, or to achieve what they're trying to put together. They need to cut that cost, public spending, right? Public spending, because if government is going to get 30%, and the public sector is going to provide 70%. So what the government is looking at is to cut down these spending. The spending will be like, or do you spend public spending? Like, well, how much to spend for these senators? How much to spend in the office of the president, the administrator? This is what George Weah did the last year. They came with the harmonization to cut down costs so they can able to put somewhere. He said, if you cut the piece from the clothes somewhere, you want to put somewhere to cut it off. But now what they did not succeed. At the end of the year, before the George Weah left office, people pay was in arrear. They were not paying them for a couple of months. I think 3 to 4 or 5, 6 months, people were not being paid. So he cut their salary, they were not be paying them. So what it's doing right now, I mean, it's not okay. If you just join away, if you got questions or if you got any issues, we want you to tell us. What do you think? This is the arrest agenda is out right now. They say they're going to make sure the next 5 years we'll be enjoying our life. We got good roads, we got good health care, we got farm to market road. Thank you for correction here, Beatrice. All those things will be nice. People will having local businesses will have the capital to start businesses. They give a nice document, but they're real up to these things, John. Paul, if you're with us, please drop your questions. See what your thoughts. Let's discuss this. It's Liberia right now. This is the government running the government. The government running us, and they're telling us like they're driving big cars, Paul. They're enjoying life, and the people sitting there they can't afford school fees. Private schools are doing well. Even government schools are not doing well. Teachers of government schools are not going to school because they're not getting paid. Nurses and doctors are running their own private clinics because they're not getting nothing from the government run health centers. So they're telling us that they'll cut down costs. Where are you going to put the money? Now, Paul.
That's the question. Where are they going to get the money? They finish telling us what they're going to do, but how are they going to do it?
Exactly.
This is now because what happened now. I'll pick on rule of law.
Yeah.
Under this government, 1 year, there's nothing they have shown about rule of law. We know that the government want to remove the speaker. And we saw what happened just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
This thing been going on for what? Nearly a month now.
Exactly.
And they're talking about rule of law. So if you don't do the right thing now, you'll do it next year.
You know, Paul, I got some questions here. The question we'll ask, like the how, I like that, is how would the arrest agenda specifically address the challenges of governance and transparency? You know, they talk about it, but how are we going to go? How are we going to address the challenges? Governance. If you see, like, look at what happened. The inauguration program. There are other issues that came about, financial issues came about. We have not heard. We have not come up with a final report. That's one. What are the key sectors targeted by the arrest agenda for sustainable growth? They should tell us straightly. Don't be joking or a nice document. How does this arrest agenda plan to mobilize domestic resources effectively? We got domestic, we got agriculture, we got other areas. How are you going to put that together? How are you going to organize that? Probably it's not, we didn't see that yet. What role will the private investment play in achieving this goal? So they need to be clear with these points to us. And how will the agenda ensure inclusivity for women, youth, and vulnerable people like the blind, the crippled, and old people? Those seem to be put in places. You know, Paul, what happened the last time when during early government, there were 5 million given to this guy who had this movie. He was a bank governor at the time. I forgot his name. I think somebody could help me with the name. This money was given to be distributed to poor people. I mean, to macro businesses in Liberia. I think you may help me with the name.
That Neil Jones.
Yeah. Okay. This money should have been given to banks, commercial banks or private banks to distribute this money where they can be. Business people should have gone to collect the money, but he deliberately himself distributed the money. Or I don't know how he did that. Those money were not retrieved anymore. So who they get the money to, we don't know up to now. And they allowed this guy to run a political party. So this is what will happen. Now with these certain the questions we're asking here, you want to have an inclusive government. You want the people to be inclusive in the government. This is called the other way came out the AID, the Arrest, Agenda for Inclusive Development. Now what are we talking about here, Paul? You want to come over.
Hold on. Inclusive government. The key players in this government are all from local county. How this going to be inclusive? I'm wondering. All the key sectors is off. So how is this going to be inclusive that Liberians will benefit? I mean, I just looking at it from
these are the questions, Paul. These are the questions we're asking right now. We're asking because you can come with a fine document to tell us, look, we want to do this, we're going to do that. But then this is what we are discussing today, the 4th of December. We say, okay, this is what the government is saying. The next 5 years, we want to do that. Then the first question will come to my mind is, let's agree that at the end of 2025, by this time, December 2025, what do you expect the government time scale? What do you expect the government to do? I know you don't expect to do everything at once. So they should tell us exactly from now to the end of December, we expect something to happen. So you don't follow the step of what George Weah did. Give a nice reduction of poverty, all this nice clean paperwork, but that's a concept. It was not practical. So these things, fine document. People they gathered to a diplomat, powerful people sitting there yesterday. Oh, nice paper to look at it. But then we're going to see how this is going to go about it. We are sitting here. I hope we got law life to see what we're going to do, and we'll be calling government attention to these things. And we have these documents on. We'll be reviewing the document to say what are going to answer these questions. The how. What role will the private investment play in this achieving these arrest goals? How does the area plan to mobilize domestic resources? Because they're saying they will mobilize domestic resources to be able to raise up to 25% of gross GDP. How are we going to do it? That sounds a little bit, big for our people to understand. You need to break it down. That all these organizations, the ministries, or the agencies should be in place to implement these things. But they will turn over. Eventually, they'll be given to people that will handle this money. Give it to people they like, their family, friends, to be able to do. People that need to benefit, they will benefit.
Well, welcome, guys. Tolman also, he just said greeting to the Bottom Line family. Welcome, guys, and help also share the show. Look, Jamal.
Yes.
It's easy to sit down in your living room and read a beautiful proposal to say you think the way it should be, but the question is, if you don't tell us how you're going to implement it, then people have the right to question you. You said all the good things. How are you going to implement it? Because you just show up for 11 months that you broke all the rules. And now you're talking about rule of law will be your number one priority. How? You just broke rules. They were 10 position for before you broke all. You brought your own people. Yeah. So how are you going to do this? You're telling all this, the paper is so beautiful, but you're not living by example. So going forward, how are you going to do it?
Lead by example. Lead by example. It's not happening. It's not happening. No, it's not happening.
So
no, Paul, you think they could also have the way they want to explain it? That document could also tell you how do we implement these programs. But the question, But the question is, are they really going to implement the way we want it? Will the people that need to benefit, will they benefit? This is the question we're asking.
So,
will the people benefit?
You know, Jamal, let me throw this. I'll put in something in the market range here. As an 80-year-old, they say one day is closer to that kingdom come. You know what I'm talking about. So at that age you reach, it's like, since this country been like this, I'm going to straighten this country, and I don't give a damn what will happen to people. This is how we want the country to run. But this 80-year-old man decided to ride $100,000 vehicle that he never rode before in his life.
Yeah,
that's one. So you telling me somebody who is running $100,000 bulletproof car, that loss rate that come with it in the next 2 years? Look, the guy was broke. He just had an 80th birthday party, or he spent over $100,000 for a birthday party.
He has been living on loan, Paul, so he's not broke. So at least he survived. So come on.
So I'm just with this beautiful thing that you're living room. Yeah, and you're living alone. How? This is the question.
Yeah. Listen, Paul, another thing here, we'll just comparatively look at things. Look at what's happening in the country called, what's it? Is that Burkina Faso or Mali? Or what is that? Where this young man, what is it? The Traoré guy who just came to power. Look at what he's doing.
Burkina Faso.
What the guy has done over the months. He has done, he's not even elected. A young man, they call him the poorest African president, the youngest and the poorest. And the kind of magic this guy performing. Yeah, he's doing well, and this guy is everywhere. We need to give credit to people like that. So this guy is a military leader. Well, with being a military leader, he's doing his best. Now, look at the people we have. We gave them the chance to run this country or to govern this country because they are past experienced. This is what we're told. We should give the chance to people that can run this country. They're educated. They know what they're doing. They've been in government. Government is doing for a run corporation. They keep telling us. That's what the story they were telling us. Running a government politics is different from corporate politics. It's a corporate politics is not the same as government politics.
Yeah.
So what happened in corporate? So those corporation people that were thinking like people like Alexander Cummings were looking at, well, you don't know what you're doing. Now, those who are seasoned politicians, seasoned diplomats, this is what we're getting at. We are going to 11 months now. We're not saying anything here. So where are we leading to, Paul? Where are we going to? Where this country is going to? And now we have the arrest agenda now. Arrest agenda is out. They are telling us the next 5 years, we should be able to have 25% into our increase in our GDP. The next 5 years, the cost for that whole developmental plan, national development plan, is $8.4 billion. Now, where is
the proposal here? Their plan, the ambition is great. I mean, I like it. You know what? What they could do? Let me be honest. Maybe I gave them advice. What they could do? The first letter under the arresting is A.
Agriculture,
yeah. We get pepper from Guinea, and we get so if they decide, okay, you know what? The rest of the arrest agenda, the ambition is great. But let's focus on agriculture. In the first 2-3 years, and the president should go around and explain, say, Liberia will be producing pepper in the next 2 years. This is how we're going to produce pepper. At least we know that he's going to produce pepper. That one we can guarantee. But if you're talking about rule of law and talking about private investors and all that, it means that is they will be targeting foreign investors coming in. They talk about tourism. There's no rule of law. Security issue is a big thing. So all of things, I don't see how they're going to do it. So let them pick just one thing. Say the president worked as he served as agriculture minister before, and he worked with they have got some development thing that have to do with agriculture. So say he got knowledge in that area, let him just run with agriculture. Say, look, we just pick agriculture and see if we can grow rice or banana or cassava and sell it to Nigeria and other places so we can be able to feed ourselves. But I don't see this going anywhere, Jamal, to be honest. It's just
Yeah,
big
Paul, yeah, I agree. You can't jump to conclusion right now. Paul, you see what happened here? We had these years back. You could tell me. I mean, you were around the time we had these agricultural programs. We got a BCADP, we got Carry Small Rest Project. We have all those programs coming up in Liberia, right? Those was the plan to have our own self-reliance. Food production, our own food production. How do you start? I think it was under which government was that? Was it
It was a Togo government.
Then it came up to Doe.
Yeah.
We have Lofa, we got Bond County, we got Nimba, and Bond County had two. The Bond County Rural Development Rest Project was there. Every county had their own agriculture program.
Yeah.
That's another one, the beautiful ever we ever had in our country. Right. Now, if the president is having A as number one, if you look at alphabetically, double A is ARREST, arrest. Agriculture, rural, is it what? Rule and law. Rule and law and rule and governance. They got E is education. They got S for sanitation. They got T for tourism. Let's start one by one.
Exactly.
Let's agriculture. What are they putting in the question? How do you organizing this one? How are we going to work around? How will the Liberians themselves? Okay, we got too many of the farmers. They are self-made farmers in Liberia. How you equip them with give them equipments, equip them to produce local Liberian staple foods. We got cassava, we got plantain, we got banana. We got look at a lot of things we can produce. Rice as well, which is our staple food. So we know the government has the plan, because I'm a little bit worried, Paul, bringing this arrest agenda 11 months later, and now we've got another 5 more years. We've already go 1 year into the leadership. We have not done anything. We've got 5 more years to see how they're going to implement this. So how far they're going to go about it. They are maybe not the money yet. They're still going to raise the money. The money is not there yet.
Exactly. So Jamal, you see what I'm talking about? I said, look, now, if you're going to do something, the very first month of your presidency, you will start making the moves that we're talking about here now. So in the next year, they will start talking about where do we get this money from to be able to start with the first thing on the arrest agenda, agriculture. Where are the money coming from? Now, remember too, Liberia owe, I think it's up to $4 billion that they owe World Bank. They have to pay.
We're dealing with our electricity bill right now.
Exactly. Government ministry cannot even pay their own electricity bill. So how are they going to do it? Because they get hospital in there. The roads are bad.
Okay.
The ambition is great.
Beatrice is saying that let's wait and see. But we are in debt already. We are in debt already. How are we going to raise this money?
Yeah.
It's a
$4 billion concept. So how are they going to do it? You got to pay World Bank every month. You got to pay them. Then you also have to pay the senators and representatives that are taking the big portion of that money. So the budget that they send, the draft budget for 2025, let's see what will be in that draft budget. That will determine how it's going to be like. You see?
Paul, you remember in January, the president will be making a speech, right?
Yeah.
He'll be making a speech. Is that so now? Or making a speech? That's so now will be coming in January. Yeah, they will be doing an annual address to the nation. Nation address will be coming up. The state address will be, the president will be doing it in next month. So we expect how far the first 11 months, how far the government has been doing in terms of development, the struggles, the challenges, the positive things they've been doing. We don't expect the government to say anything to us for the first 11 months. I know they've not done anything. They were struggling to put themselves together. But surprisingly, a government that was in power before, how will you struggle to put your people together? You're not telling how you're going to raise the money. You tell us, the government will raise 30% of the 8.4 billion. The private sector will raise the 70%. These guys. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Go about this guy. The thing about we did think librarians don't. The thing that we don't read, we don't follow instruction. We don't. No, you see this thing. Someone that came out. They had a nice elaborate program last night. 2 nights ago, they're trying to tell us we're going to do. Well, consider. We're going to see. Beatrice, I like what Beatrice said. Beatrice said, I pray that he will not forfeit. Beatrice, Chula Smith. She spent 10 years. The war is there 10 years. Yeah. Let me see what she said here. What she said. I'll go back to what she said. But they said that Dudu war story. I'm going to go back. She says it took about 10 years to graduate from university. That war cost her a long time in school. Anyway, She also says to her, Beatrice, a very contribution, make a good contribution here. She said to us, Beatrice Charles Smith, she said, yeah, the war made me spend almost 10 years to earn the first university degree from the University of Liberia. That was a disaster for us. So look, those of us who were young those days, sometimes I'll be thinking, Beatrice, that we need to take the government, those who brought war to that country, to task, to sue them. They abuse us, our youth life. We did not enjoy our youth. So they brought up war to us. They kind of lure us into a war. They do most of our age group to get into arms. And, in the civilized society, these are where the guy campaign groups will be suing that particular leadership. Those in our whole generation, they'll go to court. What did they say? Almost 11 years, 10 years to earn a first degree. I think it was when we were young, Paul. None of us enjoy our youthful life. We're all suffering. Why he brought war? From the tiller to every rebel leader, every group that were involved in that issue should be dragged to court for denying us our youth life. The time we should have benefited, we should enjoy our life. We did not enjoy it. Most of our people died and they end up in asylum centers, some in foreign countries in asylum, refugee camps. This is a frustrating thing. And now nobody looking at that. Now we're celebrating those people that really brought that war to us. The youth should be now challenging. Those are now their adults. Most of them in their 50s, 40s, and 50s now. They should be calling that government to tax, suing them. Taking the international court. Everybody that was that led the group should be able to be involved into, and you should answer that, and you should answer in court that the war they brought in, why deny us our right to survive, to enjoy our youthful life. That's just the point, Paul. But anyway, it's Liberia, so it is. So you always say it is Liberia, so it is.
It is why it is. And I just can't see. Look, to be honest, Jamal, I would not be for this thing that it got. I'm not sure, but if this happened to us, we'll be very happy.
What will going to happen? What's going to happen?
If their deliverable is what they say. Because
they are not telling you that they already have 10% of the money. They are not saying that they're going to raise the money.
No, so that's what I'm saying. So the thing is, their own pricing. Amara Connect told us that the government failed.
The scorecard is F already. F. So F. The first year scorecard is F.
So where they're going to get the money from to start this great thing that they put forward here? This is all like. When those of us in business, right? When you develop something and then you go, the thing you develop, you take it to people that have money, because you don't have the money, you got to go pitch to them. And that pitching, this is where you tell the guy with money, say, I have this idea, but this idea, because I don't have money, this is how this is what I got, and this is how I'm going to do it. And that's how we convince the guy that have the financial capital to be able to give it to you. So now this guy gave all a brochure of things that they will do, but they're not telling us how they will do it. So in a nutshell, politician will tell you, say, I will build a mansion, but then time comes, he does not build a mansion, then we say the politician lies. So this document, I will take it now as it is why it is until we see what is in there, how they're going to do it. Then we'll say, okay, document, but without that, we're not going nowhere with it. Out here, it's just a bluff.
Exactly. And Paul, we have a responsibility to be on this show to discuss these things. We have a responsibility to people that listen to us. We have a responsibility to Liberia. We have a responsibility to those in the diaspora to tell them to dissect the agenda, the arrest agenda protocol. The concept they're bringing to us. We need to look at it from all angles. Is there something doable? Is it achievable? Is it all a bluff? Because if you look at it they're going to tell us, we want to see how they're going to do it in the first year. Beatrice just said, let's see the first 1 year. Let's see, wait and see. I hope he will not faint. Look, I pray that he will not faint again. Oh my God. Beatrice, you making my day right here. Okay. He said that's the same way I was reading before Beatrice. That's the same way the some of the reasons people are very happy about PYJ there. Because they're just making promises. They don't tell us the real thing. They will come and say, you know what? Because of these things, so we couldn't able to meet up with the agenda. We want to make sure next year going to be a year. We're going to bring in some investors. Investors are pulling the country. You know what's happening? They keep writing. They are signing MOUs. Too many MOUs.
Yeah.
Too many MOUs happening.
Yeah.
But that's not what we want to see. We want to see practicalities.
Yeah.
So we saw that on the George. But you know why we are saying this thing? Because George, we are past the 6 years. What happened 6 years, man? This guy was the hope of the nation. The hope of the nation, man. The youth were thinking that this guy will bring jobs. He'll bring that things will happen. They're supposed to, you know what, George, we did now, you fail us. Okay, let him go. Who do you want to bring? Oh, we got to experience, old man, 40 years in power. He knows what he says. He knows what it takes to run the government. He knows what to create job. He knows to make the country to be among the nations in Africa.
Yes.
Give him a chance. Elected him.
And you're given. The thing is, there were comparisons that they made. They made a comparison with he and the late President Turnbull. Oh, because Turnbull was vice president when he came back, and this man, and he himself went on a radio station to say, if he was not a parked car, he was going to do better. That means Ellen, who was the president at the time, he knew better than Ellen. That's what he was saying. The opportunity is given to him. The first thing what Papa did, he bought $100,000 vehicle. Boom. He now decided the horse that he been in for over 25 years, they decided to change the whole house, the white jaw we are there on 9th Street. This is his experience. So if you do that, then tell me, this guy only came to get a good retirement package. I'll be honest with you. So if he meant well, that horse will still be the same. What am I driving at? There is a president in Bolivia. This guy came from the trade union. He was living on a farm land. He became president. And what happened, that guy found land house, that the house he lived in until he stepped down as president. So he's an older guy. If this guy meant well for Liberia, he was not going to renovate his house the way George Weah did. He was not going to buy a $100,000 bulletproof car. So I don't see how, and that $100,000 need maintenance. It's not ordinary car. So he needs spare part. They will spend $50,000 to get something. He mean well. So this developmental plan they came with, I think it's just a laugh. They just want to show off, and Liberians will not benefit. If Liberians will benefit, the legislature that Yomni is the head of the pro-tem, she part of that rescue team. They should be fighting for the legislature to carry $2,000 or $1,000 home. Then we know they mean business. But they can be taking $15,000 a month, buying $40,000 car, and you expect this thing will happen. It will not happen.
Right. Okay, now we'll take a break. Paul, let's get because this year from December 27 to I think we'll be having a whole day in Liberia. Liberians asking the Liberian diaspora to go home and be part of development. That's part of the arrest agenda. Paul, what did they have for us to show to our followers or those who tonight joining us to tell us that Liberians need to go home and part of development? This is what the unity-led UP-led government is saying. Well, what do you got to show to our people?
Well, let me find the thing that they gave us, because we have made a promise to help and advertise the program. They call it Diaspora Return to Liberia, because there's a homecoming from December 1st. I think some of them have already started learning in Liberia. So let me see, where is this thing? Hold on, Jamal. Yeah, this is it.
Hey, yo, LB, we outside.
Diaspora Liberian Annual Return 2024. It's going to be December 1st to the 31st.
So we are calling on all Liberians in the diaspora to come home to celebrate the Diaspora Liberia annual return.
It's an amazing adventure. Come and eat your favorite tabagi, your palm butter, your beans, the cassava leaf. Guys, visit Liberia, come and experience some of the amazing tourist destination we have here.
And it's all about our culture and tourism.
That's it.
You don't hear about our culture and tourism before. This
is also a call to all diaspora Liberians to be here in Liberia in December specifically. We are encouraging everybody to be a part of this wonderful program as we celebrate our heritage and our annual return.
We outside.
It's going to be so great. So come visit Liberia and let's tour this beautiful country together. See ya.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, once again, that was our invitation from the Ministry of Information and Tourism, MICAT, telling us Liberian diaspora should go home and be part of the process. From the 1st of December to the 30th of December, there'll be We Are Outside. That's what I said. Now, if we want to introduce a new Liberian music, they'll come back. Then we will go back and see what we have for you. Let's take this. The new one always celebrate our Liberian. Now, this is it.
Yaga yaga, yaga yaga, yaga yaga, so fresh, baby. If you let me, I'll let you do. Show me clear how I say I show you do. If you tell me to be him or be what you do for me, I do it too. Boy, if you hate me, I hate you too. Show me that the way I say I show you too. If you tell me to be him or be what you do for me, I say I do it too.
Why for Jesus, let it be for God. It good for John, it won't be good for Paul. You eat it rare, you want me eat it raw. You don't know no monkey wear back on jaw. Why for clipper, let it be for God. It good for you, it good for God or God. You eat it rare, you want eat it raw. You don't know no monkey wear back on jaw.
I eat my lane and I see nobody hammer me and I hit nobody. You give me vibe, give you any J. Only that thing, I know my friend, I know my enemy. Love to show my man, I want me to be keeping grudge. Give me attitude, I understand. Me, I cut you off. They take my kindness for weakness. Push me to the wall, I tear around, they say that rudeness. No separator, how we operate. If the sun is sweet and permanent, let it circulate. We not only here for the good time. Remember the ladder that take you up, that it will bring you down. You watch my back, I watch your back. If someone get you hand to watch your stomach, you must watch your back. By any J, stay far away. So long the feeling is real, let it reciprocate. If you let me, I let you do. Show me clear how I say I show you do. If you tell me to be him or be what you do for me, I do it too. But if you hate me, I hate you too. Show me that the way I say I show you too. If you tell me to be him or be what you do for me, I say I do it too.
Give on the seesaw, why be on the seesaw? Why go around with come around in life, yeah, the seesaw. Why some people going or some people coming down? Some men spending my in hotel room, Jello be coming down. You want the mogo, you might work for it. No shortcut to success, you gotta pay the price for it. Politician get on fly, we get a vote for it. And Nello says, yeah, with so story, like who look for it? But no more monkey wear back on jaw. Why go for Joe, go for all. You want a mogo, you want take a drop. Fine girl, you buy, you making butts.
You watch my back, I watch your back. If someone get you hand to watch your stomach, you must watch your back. By any J, stay far away. So long the feeling is real, let it reciprocate.
Why for Jesus, let it be for God. It good for John, it won't be good for Paul. You eat it rare, you want me eat it raw. You don't know no monkey wear back on jaw.
Work for clip or let it be for God. It good for you, it good for all of us. You eat it rare, you want eat it raw. You don't know no monkey wear back on jaw.
If you let me, I let you do. Show me clear, I must say I show it too. If you tell me to be human being, what you do for me, I do it too. But if you hate me, I hate you too. Show me that the way, man, say I show it too. If you tell me to be human being, what you do for me, man, say I do it too.
So once again, we were just sometimes we do, Paul. We celebrate Liberian artists. You know, they are doing great things, Paul. And we need to, wherever you are, we say this is what Bottom Liberia coming to you live from Europe. We're looking at the major headlines in Liberian newspapers. We're looking at stories that really came up yesterday up to today. There was another tragic incident hitting the house of the late Senator Prince Johnson. His vehicle from his office was involved in a car accident. And tragic motor accident. Vehicle was involved in tragic motor accidents on the way from Nimba to Monrovia, where 2 fear dead and 4 are on critical list. And apart from that, I also had the news that the former Commanding General of the ECOMOG, General Arnold Quaino, they call it Dudu Ball man is also pronounced there. He died in December 2nd at the 37 Military Hospital in Ghana. General Arnold Quaino was also the first commanding general that commanded the ECOWAS, the Economic of West African Peacekeeping Mission in Liberia, a group called ECOMOG. He was the head of that group, and he was, after that, he was withdrawn, and Nigerians commanders were in charge. And that's a long story. We're going to look into that another time. But just to give you a little bit of recap, from there, we're looking at the 100 days delivery of the President Joseph Yuma Boakai. They said the arrest for inclusive development. This is what he brought in. It was launched 2 days ago. So we were trying to look into it from all angles. What they're going to deliver, what are we expecting the next 5 years? We need to raise $8.4 billion to be able to make that deliverable achievables. Paul, deliverable achievable in 8.54 billion. Do you imagine? So those are a recap of what we have for you tonight, and we'll also look at, if you see on the screen right now, Amar Mohammed Kone is the senator for Bakulu. He came out with I said the first year of he gave a school grade mark for the president, the unity-led government, unity party-led government, Honorable Joseph and Boakai. President Boakai said he failed, flat. The government is a loss. So that was what we're looking at, some recap of what we've been looking at, and also what was the other story what we're looking at tonight? It was the what did we look in tonight as well? Or they will also touch a bit about international scene and what's happening in the in South Korea as well as in Gaza, in Lebanon. Paul gave some brief remark on that. We've been doing that tonight. So whatever you join us, thank you very much for joining us. We're a nice evening this afternoon. Here in the UK is like 10 p.m. The same time in Liberia right now. I don't know where you are. If you be the daytime, we say good afternoon. In the morning, good morning. Wherever you are joining us from, we say I would love you joining us. Always share the show. The Bottom Line Liberia is your place to be. We are here every time to give you the latest. We don't take side. We give it as it comes. Right, Paul?
Absolutely. And to our viewers who say thanks for being with us. We're back here on Friday with another edition. Friday is our main day, so we'll be back firing. And join us on Friday. We'll have some very interesting topic on Friday. We'll have a full house on Friday. Yes, it was good. And to our viewers, we want to say thanks for being with us. Until we meet again, Jamal?
Yeah. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you very much. Until you meet again on Friday, be part of the Bottom Line. You always look. We want to say a big thank you to those who've been following. Beatrice Cholople Smith, thank you. Chabdilla Cholople as well. Not forgetting our own man, what's his name again? Oliver, the governor himself, according to the KGB. Thanks for joining. Oliver Chia, thanks to you, always in southeast of London. I mean, UK, quite is not far from London. He's one of the great supporters as well. All those, Pitaki, thank you for always you're going to be around. And many others people. And not forget the Sidiki. You go all the way around that. Thank you for signaling, and we want to see you on Friday. Chime in on Friday and tell us how the life looks like in Rwanda. Want to hear from you, Sidiki. Many other people are following who cannot call your name tonight. Be part of Bottom Line and take care of yourself and have a lovely, 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 lovely Wednesday night from our side. This could be morning from our side. We also always like to celebrate Liberian artists. So Anora Music will be taking us home. And Paul, tell everybody good night and have a pleasant evening. And we want to leave you another Liberian musician and take care. We want to
see you all on Friday.
Yeah, we'll see you and take home with this. And this is the Liberian Music again. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.
If I got problems, relationship now among them. And if they bump me again, you're the only one I want. All of them now they want my Betty, oh yeah. She wanna see romance, oh yeah. Her body's so interesting, oh yeah. She get it back from big testing, oh yeah. I'm falling hard for you, oh yeah. Hard times too, oh yeah. My bad too, oh yeah. When you feeling my bad too, oh yeah. All of them now they want my Betty, oh yeah. She wanna see romance, oh yeah. Her body's so interesting, oh yeah. She get it back from big testing, oh yeah. Darling, I'm for you, oh yeah. All for you, oh yeah. My bad too, oh yeah. Are you feeling my bad too, oh yeah. My baby tell me say, she love my style. She really wanna be the one to walk down. Let me just die if I ever break your heart. If I ever lie, if I ever leave you, let me bow. Everything going on.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
You are watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.